To what I believe will be number 36 in the series on building the Rose engine, and I've turned my attention to the cross slide. I've done one or two bits on it on previous videos, but I think I'm at the stage where I can move it on slightly. The cross slide came off a Smart & Brown, one of their smallest lathes, and sitting it onto the wipered bed, the tool holder would be far lower than the centre of the spindle. So previously I'd machined this piece of cast iron and bolted it onto the cross slide. This acts as a riser block to bring it up. Now at the moment I've still no idea if that is sufficient to bring the cutting tool into the centre line, but I've got a bit of play to work with. Now what I've just been doing, I was initially going to drill through this, but I haven't got a lot of overhang on it, so I've come up with this idea. I've got this piece of plate, and previously I drilled 4 holes and transferred them into the mipered bed, and drilled and tapped them with a 8mm thread. So this plate now will bolt onto the bed. Now in future, depending on what I have attached to the spindle nose, whether it's a choke or a collet choke or whatever, possibly something that's going to need some adjustment, I can drag this plate back to give me clearance for whatever's on the spindle nose, and then just drill another 4 holes and bolt it down on that. So that bottom plate will be adjustable, as I said, depending on what's on the spindle nose. So those bolt through onto there. Now I've just been drilling 3 holes in the centre of this plate. Now this is going to be for attaching this riser block to. I can bolt that from underneath. And the holes that I've drilled are in the centre line of the bed. So if I put a bolt through from the bottom, the head of the bolt will just sit into that slot, so that won't stop any movement. Now this piece of plate, it was a very large box section that I've been cutting down, and I've left the right angle on, and that then mates up with the edge of the bed, so that keeps that nice and square. And the next job, I need more hands. The next job is transferring those 3 holes onto this riser block. Now, I've just got to be careful that I drill them the right way around. The riser block's going to be that way, and the plate will go on there. I've put some markings on for the edge of the riser block, so I think if I keep the face of the riser block in line with this piece, I think that'll look okay. That's the line that was on. Yeah, so I'm going to mark these holes, put them back on the milling machine and drill and tap those, and then the 8mm bolts will go through. And that. Well, my first idea was to machine a piece of the brass that I'd cast down onto the top of the compound slide and attach it with the T-slots that are machined into this. But I'm having second thoughts now, guys. Now I've got the cross slide firmly mounted onto the bed with the riser block and this additional piece. machining that down is still going to be above the centre line of the spindle. Now I've got these linear rails, well, I've got one I should say, and the intention was once that was bolted onto there in the two slots, this would be on top, and then the tool holder would be bolted onto the top of this. Goes that way up. But I'm way above centre line doing it that way. So what I'm thinking, I've been machining this piece of brass down. So what I've been thinking was, if I get two of these, if I get another one of these, I can bolt that directly onto the top of the compound slide. One in this position and then one over there. Bolt that through these holes. And then if I machine this down, lower at this section and this section, so I can bolt that into the pre-drilled and tapped holes that are in the top of this. So that will be sitting on there. I can then machine this section out. Yeah, we're still higher than the centre line of the spindle there, so I can machine this section out to hold the to hold whatever tool I decide to mount in them. So I think that's the way to go. Yeah, if I get two of these, one on either side, drill through these, and these holes are already tapped. Drill through this, reduce this section down, and another one on this side. That will give me the movement that I need to bring the tool in and out. So I think that's the way that I'm going to go, guys. I've still got some rough edges on this that need to be taken down, but now I think I've decided that's the way to go. I can make some progress with this piece. I shall have to back onto Amazon to order another one of these. Well guys, I'm getting to the stage now where I think I'm going to need to extend the this end of the spindle. It's right on the face of those bronze bearings, and I've got some additional pieces to put onto this side. One of them being the drive pulley, but I may have some other, if I do decide to make the engine into a pumping action, there's some more mechanism that needs to go onto this, and I'm thinking I may have to put an upstand on this side and maybe put another couple of pillow blocks to support the extension on the spindle. I'm not sure if that there's a mating surface on that side of the spindle, and I know I haven't got a collet that's big enough to take it, but I've got a feeling that the size of that register is too big to go into the spindle on my largest lathe, so I maybe have to set that up in the forge or and dig out my steady rest to support this, so I can drill and tap a hole at this end that runs through with the shaft, so I can then screw an extension bar onto this side. But that's going to be a couple of days before I move on to that. I've got that piece of brass machine down now to I've cut two shoulders out of it to allow for screws to go through to mount onto this this linear bearing. Still not sure what height the tool rest is going to be at, but I'm thinking of going on the high side, and then if I do need to lower it down, I can always machine some out of that riser block, the cast iron riser block at the bottom. Yeah, it's starting to look like something now, guys. Oh, just before I go, I've just got one more thing to show you. I went up to Bradford to pick that smart and brown lathe up, and when I got there I explained to the gentleman what my intention was with it, and he said, oh, just a second. I mean, I had seen these on his eBay site and thought, those look promising. When I explained to him what I was doing, he said, oh, I've got these. I said, oh yes, I've already seen them, I'm interested in them. There's two legs off a really vintage Myford lathe, and I thought the style of these would be in keeping with the rest of the machine that I'm building, so I decided to come away with them. Got two of these. I'm not sure if the fitting on the top for mounting the bed is correct for the Myford bed that I've got. The bed that I've got might be a later model and they've changed the design, but that shouldn't be a problem mounting two plates on to make the bed to fit. But I thought those would be in keeping with the rest of the look of the machine. Stripped down and painted like. I think those will be ideal. And the trouble is then I've got to find somewhere to keep the thing. I'm toying with the idea of taking it up into the loft. I've got three roof lights, Velux lights in the roof, and it just let a lot of natural light through, so I'm not sure if the floor will be strong enough to take the machine, but we'll see. Right guys, I'm going. Thanks for watching, see you soon.